of government, yet you are not informed. Now, on understanding SALGA's mandate, before we get there, our mandate is simple: is to strengthen and to solidify relations between SALGA and its membership. That's our biggest. And on SALGA's voice, we have resolved that we must present a different PEC with a reconfigured for active communication and public relations, and we are starting here today in engaging with our stakeholders. On institutional relations with provincial government, the Lekgotla proposed frequent interface between SALGA and provincial government and the legislature. And we are happy to report that we've already met the Northwest Provincial Legislature. One of the things that we discussed with the Northwest Provincial Legislature is that as a sphere of government, and it is provided for in law and policy, that we must participate as SALGA in various portfolio committees of the legislature. That has not been the case for quite some time. We've engaged the Northwest Provincial Legislature about that, and that is receiving attention. So SALGA will begin to participate in various committees of the Northwest Provincial Legislature. One of the things that we've raised with the Northwest Provincial Legislature is the reality that when you go national, SALGA National, through its president, debates the State of the Nation address. So SALGA is given a platform in the House to debate after song through the NCOP. But when you get to the province, SALGA has got no role. What is worse is that even in the last State of the Province address, we were not invited as a sphere of government, as a body. We have raised that. We have not yet agreed with regard to our participation, with regard to the debating of the State of the Province address, even though it talks largely about us. So we have not yet agreed. The legislature is still raising some technicalities. We have resolved that it must be their homework, but we would want to participate. We have also discussed various interventions. On Section 139 intervention in particular, the Lekgotla reiterated its historical posture that favors full exploitation of Section 154 of the Republic of South Africa. In simple terms, what we are saying as SALGA, and we want to speak so slowly and with clarity, it is the prerogative of the provincial government, the national government, to intervene, provided for in law, particularly in Section 139 of the Act. It's provided for. But we are spheres of government which are distinct, interdependent. We are three spheres of government which must treat each other with care and respect. And as SALGA knows, we have a difficulty. And incapacity, we intervene, but half the time when we wake up, we find that the provincial government has intervened in our sphere of government without engaging us. And we thought, and we have written to the Premier once, we have written to the Premier twice, and today we gave the Premier the third call, that we want to engage on this matter. And that is where we are, because our attitude on Section 139 intervention is one, we are of the view that Section 139B in particular does not work. It has not worked. The legislature has agreed that this thing does not work. We are yet to see one municipality where we can say Section 139B intervention was effective, and here is the result to show for it. Half the time, we send people to municipalities with bad track records who have been dismissed or they are running away from disciplinary processes from various municipalities, and we parachute them into other municipalities, and the result is they cause problems or they exacerbate problems. Many a times they even commit municipalities beyond recovery financially, and there's no consequence. There are many such examples everywhere. There are no consequences. We are yet to see. There are close-out reports where we are told this is how far they've been. After their 9 months in the municipality, they are removed. But the municipality is in a worse situation than before. So we reject that form of intervention. The 154 intervention that we are supporting, moving away from 139, it's some kind of a support where you bring capacity. We are yearning for some kind of an intervention where the provincial government says, Swahili is unable to maintain roads. Our intervention will not be to bring consultants, but to bring another department of government which can be public works to assist on the maintenance of roads. Or is an able on the question of water and sanitation. Instead of bringing new consultants with new money, we bring in the Department of Water and Sanitation to capacitate and assist Nakamugere. We think that this form of intervention with tangible intervention can yield results, unlike as compared to an intervention where you bring 8 people like they did now in Swahili local municipality. Swahili is one of the municipalities under the new intervention now. But before then, there has been several interventions. Even before this intervention, the MEC sent 7 officials to intervene in Swahili. It's not made any difference. Again, they are under Section 139. So we think we want to engage the provincial government so that intervention. The other problem that the Lekgotla raised is, where are these people who are intervening in municipalities manufacturers? We're yet to see a factory that manufactures people who are used as experts to intervene in local municipalities. And we have raised this matter with the president as well. We will only support, and this is one of the matters we're taking into our discussion with the expo and Mark, is that the recruitment of people who are intervening in municipalities must be similar to the recruitment of people appointed as Section 56 and 57. Now you can, if you say the municipal manager does not perform, and you bring somebody who has not seen a municipality, what do you mean? We're saying let there be an open, free, competitive, transparent process to recruit all these people that we want to use in municipalities as experts to intervene. But again, we want to play a role there as SALGA so that we observe that indeed these people are competent, these people have been vetted and cleared, they are not going to cause problems in municipalities. So with regard to the intervention, the recent intervention where 5 municipalities have been put under Section 139, we were not consulted. We are supposed to be consulted. We do not know why we were not consulted. We were visited by the MEC for finance in the Lekgotla. We engaged the MEC on the matter of why are we overlooked. All the MEC could do was to apologize and that this matter will be rectified. In our conclusion, our position is still original. It says we want to engage Expo so that such setbacks do not recur and government works cooperatively and seriously. we think that if we work together in that way, then DDM will be a reality, then cooperative government will be effected, and service will go to the people who will save a lot of money if we intervene properly. However, these are the things that we think we want to engage the provincial executive on, and our invitation will end here. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Carson, for the detailed information. Police has the chairman has outlined the resolution, has outlined the plan of SAURA as resolved at the Lekgotla. And now I will hand over to you to ask your clarification questions to the chairperson. Our CEO, Michael, is also here, and he will definitely be here to support some of the chairperson's statements. We will go in order. We will raise hands when you ask questions. We will ask our questions. I believe that we have noted down, whatever you noted down, you ask all of those, and then the chairperson will address those, and then we move on to the next journalist and so forth. So that is how we will work. Okay, where, any questions? Where do we start? Please, does anyone have a question?
Thanks. I just have one. Sure. You said about in terms of the resolutions that has filed at PEC. Although I picked up particularly on issues of lack of consequence management, you explicitly set about in terms of appointments, particularly of qualified personnel, meaning your senior managers, which is a problem now. And that is why we have the problem, I suppose, with regard to the outcome. But however, I didn't hear you in terms of your resolutions talking much about the cancer that is within the municipality of corruption. There are members in the municipalities. There's a lot of corruption by both officials and maybe with some of the politicians. You might argue that, like the earlier one argued that you are only 4 months in office. But there are those that are really elected. And as I'm speaking to you, corruption is still contributing to the. For instance, I'll give you an example with the municipality. Fortunately, they start that was under the district Rattle municipality. There was an SIU report relating to scandal in that municipality. all of us here as journalists, we ran a story with regard to ABC for COPTA, giving directive to that municipality to table the report. Up until today, that report has not been tabled before council. Either they are reluctant or they are passively resisting to implement that because it implicates some of senior officials, including politicians. Basically, my question is that is it deliberate that we did not touch on corruption that is there? And how are you going to intervene in terms of municipalities that are integrated? Or what is our standpoint with regard to, or posture with regard to corruption? And I'm deliberately mentioned Rato municipality. Maybe it's your starting point where you must sort of intervene or ensure that the SIU report is being tabled. Thank you very much.
Or would you rather prepare the whole lot of
Thank you very much. Our stance, we're dealing with the issue of corruption in our of dealing with it in the Lekgotla. And our attitude, the national attitude of a no-nonsense approach. That whenever there is corruption, wherever it is, we must involve law enforcement agencies, those of us who see it. It must be reported and we must act upon it. That is our stance as SALGA. With regard to the Rato one that we have just raised, I can assure you that as SALGA will follow it up with our member municipality, and we will share that with you. I'm sure by the end of this week, SALGA will be written on that issue, and we will share that with you. And I appreciate the fact that you do admit that we have just arrived. We are 4 months in office. We may not be aware of everything. This was our second meeting, but I can assure you, and I put my neck on the block as the provincial chair of SALGA Northwest, that SALGA will make a follow-up on that one with the municipality involved, and we will also engage the MEC on that one, and the relevant portfolio of the Northwest Provincial Legislature, driven by our intergovernmental relations framework. So that report will not be difficult. With regard to recruitment, no, we're serious about that. We are very serious about that. What we're looking for, the majority of the contracts of senior managers, from municipal managers and directors, majority of their contracts are expired this year. The latest is December. We need nothing but absolute shared competence. You must be competent, you must be qualified, you must be experienced, you must have a track record. We will not compromise. We are where we are. We admit we are where we are because we dropped the bar. We didn't just drop the bar, we dropped the bar very low. And that is where we are. That is the result of dropping the bar, rejecting standards. So we have acknowledged, I don't know how many times did the president apologize. We are on the phase of apologizing. We are now correcting the mistakes that were committed. And we can assure you, as SALGA, you can hold us to it. Where there is an attempt to appoint a person who does not meet the prescribed requirements, we will be the first to stand against it and to raise it. We will work together with the MEC responsible. and those who enforce such will be accountable. At least that much we can tell you. On consequence management, we have dealt with it. We have said that SALGA has resolved to assist municipalities to ensure that disciplinary boards are established and that we are going to train not only management but including councils on consequence management so that there's the same understanding on how to approach such matters. So that's where we are, and that's the commitment we are making.
I just have some few questions regarding the role that SALGA is playing in assisting municipalities. I haven't heard you touching on the lifestyle audit because we know most of municipalities across are corrupt and also they lack to deliver or they lack capacity, so to say. As we speak now, just 4 months now, the National Treasury has written to the Dr. Committee by district municipalities to induct the councillors and also the mayor on the 7th of April, this coming month. Because according to the letter, it says that the municipality falls under 43 municipalities which are facing a financial crisis. So Dr. Committee Mumbai is one of those municipalities. So it also says that the municipality lacks some 4 pillars which it says its institutional arrangement, governance, financial health, and service delivery. Still on that municipality, we have experienced that also, I think, to the National Treasury, or actually, yes, the National Treasury has written the letter again to the municipality, requesting them to write a report because the municipality did not use 200 million allocated for water and sanitation. Now, the National Treasury has written the letter saying that, explain to us that why we didn't use this money because it has rolled over. So I think it's not only that municipality that where we experience money being not used, that money allocated for several years. As we speak now, people are suffering because of lack of water in that area. So do you think that your induction, or maybe the induction that has been placed before the newcomers or those new mayors or councillors, do you think it was enough? It cannot be just 4 months away and then now here comes another induction program. What does that say? Do we really put people who have capacity in place? And also, I want to put my question to what my colleague has asked, because corruption, yes, it is a cancer, especially in our government. But what role does politics play? Because there are some allegations that in most municipalities, politicians they meddle with administrative issues. So how do you differentiate politics away from administration issues? And as SALGA, what are your goals in all this that is happening? Thank you.
You want to answer? Very much. We totally support the policy of government on lifestyle. and the institutions or law enforcement institutions that must conduct. Any day, Dr. RS and Dr. KT, that work can begin, must begin. We totally support lifestyle audits, both on politicians and administration. So any minute the relevant institution wants to initiate that, they don't seek our permission. We support them on that one. The intervention with regard to the letter from National Treasury. Look, we are inducting. We induct new councillors on various legislations. Act, Systems Act, MFMA, we induct them. But if you are inducted on MFMA, for an example, it doesn't mean you are inducted on financial management. So training, capacity building is continuous. Now, whether it's for an example, SALCA is not working alone. SALCA was working in partnership with cooperative governance, human settlement, and traditional affairs. We were in partnership. So on financial matters, Treasury will come in and capacitate on financial matters. So it's a plethora of capacity building, particularly at this early stage. In regard to rollovers, we have made a commitment as new administrations that rollovers will not be part of it. Let's look at it this way. We have emphasized on total commitment with regard to the recruitment and finally appointment of competent people. Once you have competent people, you have people who know what has to be done to plan and deliver on projects such that money does not go back. If you have incompetence, you will be sitting there with money can be spent. So competence or incompetence, corruption and non-performance go together. You can't separate. They go together. But once you can get it right, one, on recruitment of competent senior management, once we can get it right on internal capacity building, we believe that we will change the picture, particularly with regards to the issue of service delivery, with regard to the issue of rollovers. So we can't deny the situation at Dr. RSM. It resembles the situation in very many of our member municipalities. And you are delving in the territory that I ran away from for quite some time in our media brief. So you are saying the role of politics with regard to delivery, administration, how do they come together? Are they not? Look, let's be real, let's be practical. We are politicians. Why elected to ensure delivery? We appoint administration. Administration is our hands to deliver. The law, the Municipal Finance Management Act, prevents and prohibits councillors from meddling or interfering or putting their hands in the administration of the finances of the municipality. Any councillor or council found to be meddling in the administrative financial management of the institution are breaking the law, and the necessary legal consequences must unfold. It is as simple as that. Now let me unpack it in the true sense, the way you want it. Now that I did the professional way, I'm going to do the practical way. Half the time, there are no problems in municipalities because you can identify competence and incompetence. You can identify delivery and non-delivery. It's as simple as that. But many times, particularly in the province, our difficulty is that you get instability in a municipality. And what is the first thing you do? Intervene, section 139 or section 157. But when you get deeper, you realize, there's actually nothing wrong with this municipality, but there's instability. What is the cause? Then you realize, it's a tender. It's a tender. So you can't throw 139 or 154 on a tender that is fought outside. So after that, there are political strife. It's political instability. It's got nothing to do with governance and administration. But there's political instability caused by politicians because of their interests. And it can be politicians in the institution, but it can also be politics in various structures, politicians in various structures who have an interest half the time to be friends. Half the time. Half the time. When you get closer and closer, you get to realize there's got nothing to do with administration, there's got nothing to do with governance, it has got everything to do with a tender. Either there's a tender of security in the water. When you get closer to the water, you start sniffing tender. And therefore, there's a big fight. We don't discount the fact that it has been unstable for a very long time. That. When you go to Moses Kotane, what is the problem with Moses Kotane? And this is the question we ask to the MEC. Moses Kotane has been one of our best performing municipalities. They may have dropped, but what is their problem now? It's not governance, it's not administration. It's political, Babela Expo. This one must take infrastructure, this one must take finance. So if you intervene with section 139, are you going to resolve that problem? I'm going to resolve that problem with 154. It's political. So yes, we are not immune. We are political institutions. We're in politics. We're elected political. But some of the realities are realities where, as leaders elected, we must be upright with integrity and credibility and love our people. We must remember why we are elected. We're elected to serve our people. And our duty is to advance and protect the interests of the people who elected us. It's career limiting, it's what, but we have the duty to protect them against foreign or outside tendencies or influencers wanting to micromanage the institution from outside, or internal players wanting to drive a municipality towards a particular direction. When you are a politician appointed or elected to lead an institution, it's not for the faint-hearted. You have taken an oath of office. There is no excuse. You must advance and protect the interests of the people and uphold your own oath of office. There's no excuse about that. So you can't give excuses. We are elected to lead. You can't say we are new. We have implications of successors in charity, but we are here to lead. Hold us accountable. So I use the lack of my politics, the moral politics, and my politics. You can't give excuses. The answer is SALCA admits that many of the problems we are confronted with in the municipalities in the Northwest Province are political. They've got nothing to do with governance. Thank you. Okay, you want us to talk about my meeting and the president?
Yeah.
Ask questions you don't want to ask. Now, the president was here a week ago. Of course, we started running around making it clean. But as part of making it clean, we agreed that we're not making it clean for the president only. Of course, somewhere in other bracket of us. But we have agreed that we're not doing for the president. Only we will sustain it beyond the president's business. We admit Mahikeng business. Now, Mahikeng is not Mahikeng local municipality. Mahikeng means the entire Nakamandoro land. The president is talking about Mahikeng because it was in Mahikeng. You can go to Israel, you can go to Togo, you can go to many of our municipalities, you will see the degeneration is the same. I'm the chairperson of the command council and therefore the leader of the district developmental model as an executive mayor of the district. This morning I had a discussion with the local mayor, and I'm sure he's meeting his team to consolidate his plan, because this week I'm convening the special command council. We must rope in the 1514, that is the intervention team. And politicians must step off it. We must leave it to the technocrats. So we're going to leave it to accounting officers, and we're going to do oversight on it. Our response to the president is that we will respond in action. So when the president comes, the president will see a different mindset. Supported to this section 154 intervention and our command council coordination will be the commitment made by several ministers. Minister Barula promised that in 2 weeks he's coming to assist us with various roles. Mr. Central Tuno of the Department of Water and Sanitation has also agreed that he will be coming back to assist us with the question of water. So we will take advantage of that, and we will not respond to the president verbally. The president was true, honest, frank and blunt with us, and we will respond through action. So that when the president comes in next time, he says, contrary to what I said in Coastal, Mahikeng is now clean. So yes, we will respond to the president, but in action. We will support Mahikeng local municipality as a district, where there is a need for us to share machinery and all that through cooperative governance and the TDM model. We are going to do that. I've already directed the municipal manager of the district to be in contact with the municipal manager of Mahikeng so that that work begins and it's sustained. And we will brief the premier on an ongoing basis about the work that we are doing.
So I think you were thinking very kept as the production unit. There are some talks or some opposition parties think that the provincial government has spent 2.5 billion organizing or launching the presidential initiative, but that was nothing, but only a talk. We see that that money was supposed to be used to improve service delivery. What's your take as the executive?
Well, there's nothing to say these days. Public participation can be reduced to a public talk. The Constitution directs government departments, spheres of government to engage with the public. So when you engage with the public, there must be a PA system, there must be a tent. Our people are poor, we assist them with transport. You can't call people from 8 o'clock to 3 o'clock, there's no water. Really, things are expensive, diesel is up, petrol is up. So what used to cost 1.2 million will automatically and obviously cost us 2.8 million. We will not justify for the provincial government, but the provincial government will answer for itself. But we just wanted to say there's nothing for free. Public participation is costly, but public participation is constitutional. Public participation is law. We must do it. Even now, as we speak, municipalities are undergoing public participation on the formulation of the integrated development plans, IDPs, and the budget. You've got to move around and consult people and engage people, convene meetings, transport people. It's money. All we are calling for is that all of us who are charged with the responsibility of public purse must exercise responsibility. Don't you have to do it?
There's a lot of talk about corruption. And lifestyle audits, especially in various municipalities in the province, trying being a very good example of that. Akamotiri Malema being very good example of in this particular municipality. You have to report before your appointment from last year about people in this particular municipality, officials, councillors, helping this municipality. Officials who own farms, houses, they drive big cars, very expensive cars. And if you have to ask the person, where do you get the money from? To afford all this luxury. You won't be able to explain to you how do you get all of that money. But it's a fact. You can do around yourself. Just check around here. You don't need to be an auditor to realize that actually something is wrong in the area that you're working on. That's particular understand. That question, you answer by yourself in a day's time. But it is a serious problem where something has to be done about the lifestyle of the people around, especially in our valley, also in our municipalities. We don't know, we're not sure how we're going to tackle this, how Salva is going to tackle this, but it needs to be really the situation of corruption in the province and in these municipalities in the province has to be addressed in a serious note and very urgently. Unless we want to run a bankrupt province or district. If you can just answer us and give an explanation on that.
Corruption is a cancer. Democracy. Corruption eliminates the future of generations. the point you are raising that many of our predecessors and probably their predecessors are living beyond their limits, both in administration and in governance. I'm not the first person to raise it. We have discussed it to say how do we approach it without being defocused. Then our attitude is simple, is that when these matters are put before our attention or when we are confronted with this matter, because our hands are full in the sense that there are critical issues of water, sanitation, roads, and we have decided that where these matters are brought to our attention or where we see them, we must hand them over formally to law enforcement agencies. With Naga Mulema, for an example, we are currently dealing with the execution or implementation of the very issues that you are raising. The Auditor General has raised material irregularities since 2018, 19, 20. The Auditor General has been talking about this new building and its extension. The Auditor General says, I told you 2018 you have done nothing, 2019 you have done nothing, 2020 you have done nothing, 2021. That is the new building and its extension. The Auditor General has raised material irregularities on water taken over privacy, what, in all that there are several things that you do. But actually, not putting anything under it. This, we are taking a report to council. We reported to council about this matter. We've invited the Auditor General to a meeting with councillors so that it's not only the mayor who knows about it. The Auditor General has briefed the councillors. We are now taking it to council. So corruption needs to be nipped in the bud. Where we see it, we must report it to the law enforcement agencies. And that is our attitude in now. Now people tell us, so and so used to be a councillor here, he has got 2 farms and 3 MLs and 6 big houses. This matters are never formalized so such that we can initiate anything. But I can assure you, our attitude and our stance as this administration is that wherever we are confronted with symptoms and signals of corruption, we will not waste any time but hand them over to the equipped, able state law enforcement agencies. That's our.
We are surprised that even up to now, the example is plain for everybody to see. This year in Messianic years or Mazeman, there's an example of a building, a structure which was said to be being put up through corruption money. Saying that the service station is not functioning any longer or any further. The allegation is that councillors from Westmark municipality were involved in a corrupt activity in the industry. It's standing there, and I'm wondering why is it that the institution that we represent on behalf of Salva, you guys have not done anything. I know you have 3 months in the position, but this has been going on. That building was constructed last year or the year before, and it was stopped because apparently the law enforcement agencies or the SIU got wind that the money involved in that building was corrupt money.
No, we were not aware that the difficulties of that within the garage.
Yeah, yeah.
We're not aware that the difficulties of the garage, so that garage has got to do with corruption. We're made to believe that it's as a result of the history of lands, of the owners. But if you say there's corruption, what people are prepared to listen to you, we may advise you to report the matter to the police, but we don't want to go that route of the same old rhetoric. But if we have better information, we are prepared to work with you and invite enforcement agencies here so that we properly brief them. The question to act, will gladly do that.
My training as a journalist is already, I protect my sources, and this is an allegation that which I have no proof of, but it's an allegation.
No, it's fine. I'm sure we can find a way to get closer to it. You are saying there are allegations that the SIU sniffed but did not act. That is why it was stopped. Will come. But that much I can assure you. You can talk to him in 40 days to say, well, so what have you done about that matter that we raised with you as well? And then we will tell you, or written to the ICS, I need to say, update us about this matter, what we know. There are allegations that corrupt money was used. That is how much. But in conclusion, because we're going to talk off record things, I want to say a few things. One, we invite you as Salga Northwest to partner with us to reposition local government. We admit that there has been a systemic decline of local government, and that there's a need for us to work together as partners, as the provincial government, as the national government, as Salga and all other spheres. We are going to do that. We are going to be a very radical, robust, engaging, yet constructive provincial executive committee. That much we can assure you, but we are going to also rely on partnerships with you. And that is what we wanted to say, that we are grateful that you have honored our invitation as Salga, and this is the beginning of a partnership that must assist our people. After all we want to do is to service our people and service them very well. And we can now go off our course.
Yeah.
Putting that sign must end. Or is it?
It says off the record 1 on 1.
Or 1 on 1. Oh, I see. I see. You have done. Oh.
Of record.
Now, this